Hello, my lovely class. Welcome back to StudyWeb Academy, where education is without limits. Welcome back to our English class, and let's continue looking at the word meanings in context and structure. So I've told you what this topic entails and what is expected of us and all that we'll be talking about. Now, let's jump into let's jump into our main discussion today, and that is the phrasal verbs. So now let's look at the introduction to phrasal verbs. Now again, I know at this level we've met verbs. We know what verbs are. We've discussed verbs in our past classes, and now we even have an idea of what phrasal verbs are. But here I'm going to be introducing the phrasal verbs. So phrasal verbs are a common and important aspect of English language. They consist of main verb and one or more particles, usually prepositions or adverbs, that are used together as a single unit. Okay, so basically phrasal verbs here, they're just common and important aspects of the English language. These verbs are very, very important in our language today because they help us in our communication, in our writing, and even in our reading skills. Okay, so they consist of the main verb. The main verb here is maybe swim, or we have dance. So these are the main verbs. Okay, so it consists of the main verb and one or more particles, and this or one or other examples of other parts of speech like prepositions or adverbs that are used together as a single unit. Okay, so maybe we'll be looking at the different examples of this, so just relax. I'm just explaining what phrasal verbs are. Okay, so phrasal verbs can have a different meaning from the individual word that make them. We will look at this. Do not worry, do not tire yourself. We will gladly look at the phrasal verbs and we will look at the examples, and from this class or at the end of this class you'll be able to understand what these phrasal verbs actually are. Okay, now let's look at the structure of a phrasal verb. So we know what phrasal verbs are. It's a main verb and other particles like adverbs and prepositions. Okay, now let's look at the structure of this phrasal verb before we move to anything. So we have the main verb. So with the phrasal verb, there must be a main verb. Okay, this is the core action or the concept expressed by the phrasal verb. This is like the main action or the core action here, and that is something like maybe cooking, dance, eat. Okay, so the main verb, the core action, the main action, like what the sentence is performing, the main action that the sentence is performing is what we call the main verb. Okay, and it's expressed by the phrasal verb. Now the second structure we have is the particles or the particle, and here I've talked about this can be a preposition or an adverb. So it can be particle or a particles. They can be 2 words, 3 words, or more words, or 1 word. Okay, so there's a main verb and then there's the particles, and these particles are meaning they are 1 or more words of the prepositions or adverbs. So take note of that. They are either the prepositions or adverbs that are used in conjunction with the main verb to modify its meaning. So that is the structure. Okay, so we have the main verb and the particles. Okay, so the main verb is the main action that is being done in the sentence. It is the main concept that is being expressed in the sentence, and then this main concept is in conjunction with these particles, or it's in conjunction with prepositions or adverbs. Okay, to modify its meaning. Now let's look at some of the examples here to help us understand even better. Now look at the first example there. Turn up. Turn up. You see, the main verb is turn, and then what is up? Is up a preposition or an adverb? Up is a preposition. It's a preposition of place, showing that something is on top or something like that. So there is turn up. So you now get what I'm saying. So there is the main verb turn, and then we have the particle here up. And what is this up? It's a preposition. So to turn up is to appear or to arrive. Like few people turned up for the party, or will you turn up for my party today? So class, I want you to be very keen, very, very keen on this topic, because as we proceed, I want us to be using these phrasal verbs to be communicating. So you don't tell anyone like tomorrow come to my party, or will you come to my party tomorrow? That it's correct. Yes, it's very, very correct. Nice English, but remember, we want to nurture our vocabulary and build our communication and just be different. We just want to be different. Okay, so instead of asking someone, will you come to my party, ask them, will you turn up for my party tomorrow? Look at that. Very, very nice. So an example is, I'm not sure if he'll turn up to the party tonight. I'm not sure if he'll turn up to the party tonight. Instead of saying, I'm not sure he will come to the party tonight. It's very, very okay. The sentence is okay. But remember, we want to be unique. We don't want to be like anyone else. And I expect my grade 9 class, I expect my students to be unique. So instead of saying words like, I expect him to come to the party tomorrow, or I expect that I'm not sure he'll come to the party tonight. We don't want to be talking about such, okay? Just common English. We want to build our English. That means changing or trying to adjust to a new way of communicating or giving out information, okay? So instead of using maybe come or something like that, we'll use words like, I'm not sure he'll turn up to the party tonight. Look at how well structured that sentence is. So the first example, we have turn up. Then we have give up. We know what give up is. So give up is to quit or to stop doing something. You just quit or stop doing something. She decided to give up smoking for her health. So she decided to stop smoking. Okay, let me go back here. So she decided to stop smoking to save her health. Okay, so to give up is also a phrasal verb. So you look, we have give, that's the main verb here, and then up. What's up again? It's a particle, and the particle here is a preposition. Okay, so we have give as the main verb, then the particle up as a preposition. So like I said here, look at here, I said particles are either prepositions or adverbs. Okay, it can even be an adverb of place, adverb of time. Prepositions too, they show relationship between an object and maybe what is happening in a sentence. She hid under the table, she hid under the bed, you see. So those are prepositions. So the particles here are, it's either a preposition or an adverb. So we've looked at an example here, and that is to turn up. That is turn up and give up. Remember the structure, there's a main verb and a particle. Let's look at another example here. Take off. Take off. Take off simply means to remove something and become successful. Okay, to remove something or to be successful rapidly. Okay, so let me get this clear again. There are some phrasal verbs that have more than one meaning. Now to take off, if I tell you the thief stole my pen, or the thief broke into a house, and before he was caught he just took off, or he has taken off, or before we start the march, I want you to be ready to take off once you hear the whistle. Okay, look at that. So there's one that is successful rapidly, or become successful rapidly, or to start at a rapid speed, or to remove something. Take off your shoes. Okay, so examples here. Please take off your shoes before entering the house. Please take off your shoes before entering the house. We realize that this means to remove something. We want you to take off your shoes. Okay, it's removing. And then another sentence here, the company's sale took off after the new product launch. This is rapid success. Like once the company launched a new product, the company sales, like the sales just took off, meaning the people started buying their product, and people started investing in this company, so the sales just took off. So you find that there's some phrasal verbs that have more than one meaning. Okay, so that is to take off. Another example here, we have get over. Get over. Okay, so with get over, it simply means to recover from an illness or to overcome a problem. Okay, to get over something, you recover from an illness or to overcome a problem. Okay, it took me a long time to get over the flu. It took you a long time to simply recover. Okay, so that get over simply means to recover from something or an illness. We have another example here. She found it difficult to get over her fear of public speaking. So one meaning is to recover, just like I've given you the sentence example. So one is just to recover. Okay, it took me a long time to get over the flu, like to recover from the flu. But we have to get over something, like you're not done with something. You're not done with something. That is the overall meaning of the second getting over, not being done with something. So for example, she found it difficult to get over her fear of public speaking. So it was so hard for her to get over that fear, to stop fearing public speaking. So it's very difficult for her to get over that fear. It means to overcome. So one is to recover. That's the first meaning of get over. The second meaning is to overcome. Okay, it's took you time to overcome, or it took you time to get over your past pain, or your past painful stories. So that is to overcome. Okay, I have a lot of examples here that I want us to look at, because from here I expect us to be the best English speakers. Next example is look forward to. Look forward to. To look forward to simply means to anticipate or be excited about something in the future. You look forward to maybe meeting someone, or you look forward to hearing your final examination results. You look forward to meeting your mother who had traveled. Here, like I've given a sentence here, I look forward to meeting you tomorrow. You anticipate, you're excited to meet this person tomorrow. And look forward to is always, we use it when we're talking about or referring to a future thing or something that will happen in the future. So that is to look forward. And then the next example we have put off. This simply means to delay or postpone something. They had to put off the meeting until next week. Look at that. So instead of telling people you will delay the meeting, or you're telling people like to simply postpone the meeting, you tell them just put off. Very nice English. So it simply means to delay or to postpone a meeting, or not a meeting necessarily, but to postpone something. I've given an example here. They had to put off the meeting until next week, meaning they had to postpone it. Then I have other examples here. Run out of. Run out of. This simply means to deplete. To deplete, it means finish or over. To deplete the supply of something. To finish the supply of something, okay? We've run out of milk, so we need to buy more. To run out of something, it means you've depleted something. I've run out of money, I don't have money. It means you've run out of money, you've depleted your money, okay? So that is the meaning of run out of something. Then we have bring up. To bring up is to mention or introduce a topic. He brought up the issue during the team meeting, or he brought up a gossip about something. She brought up this and this. So to bring up is to mention something or introduce a concept or a topic in a conversation. So maybe you're talking with your friends, and someone just brings some event that happened in the past, okay? So to just introduce a concept or a topic or mention something, okay? Then I look at the last two examples, that is break up. We know this. I know all of us know this. To break up simply means to end a relationship or separate into smaller parts, okay? So you're separating. They decided to break up after years of dating, meaning they decided to end their relationship, okay? So that is break up, the first meaning. Then we have another sentence here. The storm will break up by evening. This means to separate into smaller parts. So the first meaning, to break up, is to end a relationship. Then the second meaning is to separate it to smaller parts. The storm will break up by evening. So the storm was very, very heavy. So by evening, it will start like reducing. So separating into smaller pieces. So that's the meaning of break up. Then the last example is to call off. To call off is simply to cancel, okay? And I know some of us use these words, or some of us, I'm meeting it for the first time. So to call off is to cancel or abandon plans, okay? Or events. The soccer match was called off due to bad weather, so it was cancelled. She called off the wedding. She decided to cancel the wedding, okay? So use such words when you're telling someone you've cancelled plans. Make your English appreciated. Make your English interesting. Make it so nice to listen to, okay? So these are some of the words that you should use. Then lastly, just to conclude on phrasal verbs, these verbs can sometimes be confusing because their meanings are not always straightforward, okay? They can confuse you. You cannot understand them sometimes. So it's very, very important to learn them in context and understand how the combination of the main verb and the particles create a unique meaning. So you just understand this relation. As you become more familiar with phrasal verbs, you'll find that they are used extensively in everyday English, making them a valuable part of the language or your language skills. So as we grow or as we continue learning, I expect us to use some of these words. You're cancelling something, tell someone I'm cancelling off, or just tell someone I'll call off the meeting, I'll call off the team or the group work meeting, okay? Just use these words to make your English interesting, okay? So that's what phrasal verbs are. So right now I believe you have an idea and you can tell what phrasal verbs really are, okay?